We the best. Say what? Yo, who was that? ATL show coming live. Speak about the world. Know that we a show. We got ATL Legacy, the podcast. Oh God, we're taking over for the ATL show.
Naya, what?
The ATL show's on. Duh. Get out! Get out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
ATL, they're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, Tioma, T Savage, Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best in this shit, that's fact. Y'all, and there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay. I'm the best you other cats just fell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking open hills and places. Little feeling foggy, I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. Going against me, must be you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is true. This the message, hoping that you from me rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL, ho.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Tiama Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at Tiama Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at Tiama Harris. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. Tiama Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the ATL as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goli. Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of the Anthony Brown Show on this segment that we call the ATL. First and foremost, I just want to remind everybody, if you're new to the series, new to the show, definitely hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing to hit the subscribe button. And also, definitely hit that like button. And if you comment below, we will see your comments live here on the screen and we will respond accordingly. We're joined tonight on the ATL show by my lovely co-host, none other than the very lovely, the very beautiful, and my t-shirt twin, Miss Tiama Sweetness.
Hey everybody.
That's Tyson Mama. And also we're joined by the very lovely, the bold, the beautiful Miss T Savage.
Good evening, everyone.
And of course, Mr. Shawty Dubois bringing up the rear, Mr. Fashionista himself, Mr. Always matching from head to toe and smelling, ooh, so good, Mr. Legacy the Great.
ATL, ho, what it is, baby.
How everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. How was y'all weekend? The weekend hasn't started yet. So how was the week? This week has been rough for me.
Me too. All I can say is, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Hey.
And you trying to get that money for the
Money
rent.
for the rent.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Cadillac and gas money spent.
Make a
Got a
bitch
whole
listen.
lot of bitches jumping ship.
Listen, I don't think about doing criminal stuff, but I see this brink truck the other day. I was like, oh Lord, Jesus. Just let
worth the problems you gonna have.
Just having criminal thoughts for a moment, huh?
I guess. I mean, a little accident where the person don't get hurt, but the money go everywhere and the whole world getting the money. I take one of them.
That would be the true definition of grabbing the bag.
Yeah.
You better know it. Listen, I would actually take my shirt off and tie it around my face and cut holes in the eyeball part, and we walk around there topless, getting money, okay?
That'd be a sure enough distraction.
Hello. They want me to think about no money at that point.
Oh my God. How she got her children hanging on her like that?
No.
Do your titties hang low? They walk to the floor.
Okay. First and foremost, I just want to open up the show by apologizing to everybody for not having a show on Tuesday. I personally was probably going through something emotionally, big time. Tuesday happened to be December 7th, which was my mother's birthday. And as many of you may know, she passed away 26 years ago. So it was, I was having a moment all day. So we did not have a show last Tuesday, and I do apologize. The show that you saw on Tuesday was a replay show, a dedication show that I did to my mom and for my mom 2 years ago, and I replayed it on her birthday, which was Tuesday. So thank you for all the warm wishes in the comments and everything that everybody's been sending in and the inbox messages and the emails. I really appreciate it, and I feel the love because you guys are my extended family. So on that note, we're gonna move right along. I got some interesting things that happened recently in the news. So before we go into the the question of the day, I just want to share this piece of information. Breaking news. Did y'all know that the media has falls silent as Democrats flip a Massachusetts state house seat that has been solidly Republican since even before Abraham Lincoln became president. So the Massachusetts seat has been Republican damn near forever. And now it has flipped to Democrat. So that's something in breaking news. I want to share that with everybody. So another victory for the Democrats. Also,
well, what's happening is they get hurt. See, with this pandemic, people are losing people are dying, and people are starting to feel more emotional than they normally would. See, the Republicans, they don't care, but Democrats, they have a heart. They care.
That's true.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense to Republicans.
Hello.
Democrats care more about the people, but because of the era that we're in with this pandemic, it's hold on, my child calling me.
Savage. You said a beautiful word, and the key word to what you said was seem like they care more. But at the end of the day, the machine seems to still always run the same way, whether you put more Democrats in the office or whether you put more Republicans. That World Oil Corporational machine called the United States of America don't give a damn about nobody other than the green dollar bill. So you can put a Democrat there, you can put an independent, you can put a conservative, you can put a Republican. until the machine is broken down, it's all a farce.
Wow. Interesting.
And you can see that right there, because you mean to tell me, I think Abe Lincoln was the president when? In like 1800s or something like that?
Okay.
You telling me from then, before him, up until today, that a Democratic candidate has just now taken the seat in that position? We talking about well over 100 some years.
Right.
Going into 200, and we didn't have a Democratic Party personnel in that seat. That means that, one, like Anya say, people could be starting to understand that it may be time for a change, because it can't be worse than what it is already by putting somebody else in a different group in this seat. The demographic could have changed to where, the younger youth, because it's not the older individuals anymore that are putting these people in the seat, because it's the ages of 18, what they call them, generation something, that generation, that is, they're not, those kids that are now out there not, following in their father's.
I think it's Z legacy. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Generation Z. Them folks got too much information now. Back then, you could hide all the wrong that people do. You can hit Google or Alexa's or anybody and ask them a question, and that shit come right on out. So now these kids, whether they white, black, Mexican, blue, green, or yellow, they're getting informed on what was done. Whether the parent try to lie to them or not is right here, is right now. And we don't want what y'all went through, so we want something different. And in order for something different to take place, we got to get rid of this old negative racist blood up out of here.
That's true.
And that's what's starting to happen. It's the youth that's starting to direct the direction of the country.
You're absolutely right about that.
Yes.
They say the children are our future, but sometimes I wonder what direction we're going in.
Hey, Miss
Hey, Miss Kia.
I know that's right, Drake.
Kia said, hi, everybody. Hi, Kia Boo.
But yeah, that's I mean, I was, from what you were saying, Tony, we talked about this earlier when the two gentlemen from Georgia, which Georgia's always been for a long time a Republican state as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a black, because there's two seats, and we got a black guy that's a Democrat, and we also have a white guy who is I think he's a Jewish Democrat, but he looks white. And even having Savage,
Don't tell me to read. I'm about to start driving, but she said, how are you doing, Savage? I'm well, Kia. How are you?
Oh, well, focus on the road, mama. But even having the state of Georgia turn Democrat, and the reason everybody was trying to have the state of Georgia turn from Republican to Democrat is because they were hoping that if we evened it up in the Senate, that which would make it 50-50 on each side, that by your vice president having the majority, the deciding vote, that we would have got the George Floyd bill passed. And even with that being 50-50, there's no George Floyd bill passed, even with Georgia being a Democratic state. So at the end of the day, whether you have the majority vote or the majority, you got to do, it doesn't matter if it's something that these folks don't want to take place. It ain't gonna take place. If you had 75% Democrat and 25% Republicans, the issue is with me is nobody knows who plays on what side of the field. Meaning that They all wear the same suits. They just got a different name. They all wear the same suit, different uniform, but they play the game of politician. So putting them on the field, which is called the United States of America's law, bills, policies, finance, and all of that, that's a big machine. That's a game. And they get to play a part of they nuts and bolts and wheels and screws in this machine. And it doesn't matter how much oil we put on them to make them be lubricated, and hopefully these motherfuckers do what they want to do. And yes, congratulations to what it is, Massachusetts. They got that. We hope that helps. But even with having a Democratic president, a Democratic vice president, to have the equal House, equal Congress, Senate, we're still George Floyd bill list. So that lets me know that the Democratic side within itself is fighting against itself, because there's no way that it should be there's no way it shouldn't be unanimous, however many seats that is with the Democrats. And even if it was unanimous no on the Republican side, the majority vote supposed to be decided by our vice president, and the Democratic Party cannot get enough votes on their goddamn side to pass bills and laws and policies, because there are still individuals on the Democratic side that are truly Republican, but they just wear a Democratic hat.
Wow. In other news, the verdict is in. Justice Smollett has been found guilty on 5 of the 6 charges of a falsification of a hate crime against the LGBT community that he created. What are your thoughts and views on this? The 2 men standing there on the picture was actors.
The 2 dudes.
One of which is his personal trainer.
There are so many magnifying glasses on the LGBT, ABCD, EFZ community that when I first saw the case and I saw who it was, I said they're gonna make an example out of this Negro.
Mm-hmm.
They made an example out of him because of the severity of the different situations that have been happening in the actual community. And of course, because he is a man of color, I don't believe that if he was of another ethnicity, if he was Caucasian, that they would have had the same result. Because they love to make an example out of our people. So, and even if he was found guilty, he still would be guilty, because one of us still wouldn't hire him. People still probably wouldn't hire him. So, I personally don't understand the rationale behind him setting it up anyway. Because he would have been a rising star. He would have been taken off by now. He was taken off.
Now you speak my language.
Yeah, they what'd you say, Tim? I'm speaking your language. What part, baby?
The part about what made him actually want to do that. Like, you that boy with your life.
Yes, he was at the peak of his career. Like, his career was just taking off. People was falling in love with him, in love with his voice. People, but hey, what can you do? I don't know. It's in the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
Who is his sister?
The girl that played on Eve's Bayou. She done played. His sister done played in so many different things. She been in the
the little girl that used to be on Full House. She was Michelle Tanner's friend.
Yep, she was on Full House.
So cute. She always been a cute little caramel baby.
She was on the debate. Like, she had her whole career. That is so embarrassing. You're my brother. Like, that's crazy.
Well, for me on that matter.
Before you go, ladies, let me say this right quick, please. Nobody give 95. I'm wondering, are people mistreating her because of his actions? Because people will not only come after the person, but they will attack the people surrounding them as well. Like when boys, little other people in ethnicity, shoot up places. People start attacking the parents. They can't get to the boy. They start harassing the parents. So yeah, okay, I'm done. Carry on.
You crazy. Well, me, I'm like you guys. I didn't understand what was he going through. Like y'all say, this man was, there was only one other show that was really topping them in ratings, and that was Power. And they were in a great competition. It was beautiful to see great competition between a black cast of great actresses and actors, and him and his brother, I guess his name was Hakeem in Empire. They career. I mean, this man's antics shut down the whole production of Empire. Soon as he got arrested, they shut down the whole thing, and he caused so many people exposure. He caused so many people jobs and things of that nature due to the fact of his arrogance. And not only was he so arrogant that he's facing 3 to 5 on this. He's facing 3 to 5 on these charges, and I know that ain't true. That's the max of you blowing jury trial. But I'm pretty sure these folks came to him in over this year and a half, maybe 2 years before trial, and said to him, "Look, you're gonna have to do a little time. But what I need for you to do is, we're willing to give you a year." But we need you to go in front of the court, tell these people you did do it because that's what you did, and accept your wrong. Yeah, your career may be over for as an actor, but you still made enough money to have a future with yourself. You can go into any type of business. You can write a book, tell whatever it was that you did and why you did this, and people will listen. But what you did do is mock the courtroom. They are gonna stick it in you the way you like it, and they are going to, just like Savage say, make an example of you because the LGBTQ community fights so hard to be looked upon as equal, and not to be mistreated. And then all you did was give people another way to talk about the group as a whole in a negative light. Put the food down.
Ibobo Shande.
Open up that man. But yeah, I don't know what this man was going through. They should have gave him a mental evaluation. Somebody should have hugged him. Somebody should have kissed him and told him he was loved. Because that right there was thoroughly a childish ass move.
Well, let's ask Tiamo. Do you think he's gonna do any time in jail?
The white you do have in you won't save you. Go get your cot. Get 3 meals a day.
Well, one thing he'll be okay with, he'll be around plenty penis.
Glory Miller says, save money. Don't abort your baby. Learn a trade. Buy tools. Do things for yourself and your family. U.S. Black America, 2008.
Equals 380,000 abortions.
Tiamo family just cooked it for me.
Bro, we're doing the show. It's not a cooking show. It's not a cooking show.
She asked a question.
Hmm?
She asked a question.
You see how we turn it into a cooking show? Where you get the food from?
Tiamo family.
So you know, who was y'all talking about?
Justice Smollett.
Who? He's cute.
I'm gonna throw some shade. If you come on time, you'll know what we're talking about. Lucy.
See, my baby had his basketball game and won.
Congratulations. You should have had your headphones in and should have been showing us the winning shot.
Oh, y'all would have been having me screaming. You know, I'm a fanatic. I'm the cheerleader. He goes to an all boys school, so there's no cheerleaders. So I gotta be a cheerleader. So next game.
I think to make an example out of him, he definitely should serve some time.
At least 2 years.
But should we make examples out of people? I think we've been making examples out of us for a long
Juicy,
time.
read the comment.
What was his sentence?
They haven't seen
He's
yet.
facing 3 to 5
right?
Hillary Clinton. I admire Margaret enormously. Her courage, her tenacious, her vision. I am really in awe of her. There are a lot of lessons we can learn from her life. Legacy, why are you hating?
Because we have a policy that we have to eat behind the screen. And Mr. Brown is not following the rule.
You don't see me eating.
You looking at it.
I'm looking at you. You don't look like a real. You don't look like a real.
You can't help but look at that plate. He saw you wipe your mouth.
It's gonna be there when you get done, bro.
I will bring you a plate.
Okay, I love you.
I'll bring you a plate tomorrow because they cooking again tomorrow.
Don't take Tony now. He don't need now another one.
But listen, I think he done already been punished enough. His whole career is gone. Any and everything he do, he tied to this for the rest of his life.
Me and Tony said that earlier.
And he gay in real life.
That's what he said.
He can't even go to any type of gay function. So,
yeah, that's crazy. He gonna be exiled from everybody.
Even the community.
Pretty much. He's shunned from everywhere. So.
And also.
But it's his fault. But you know what was crazy? Is they gave the 2 dudes that he hired to do that to him, they gave them less time because they testified against him.
Is that guy who got beat up?
Yes.
That said he did.
Right.
Yeah, that said he did.
He going to jail for that?
Prison.
He got found guilty yesterday.
Yeah. Well, they say he can face up to 3 to 5 years, but they have a sentence. So we're gonna follow this news and we'll follow this story to bring back information. But right now they haven't sentenced him, but he was found guilty. It was 6 charges. And out of the 6 charges, they found him guilty on 5 of them.
And what were the charges? Sorry for recapping.
You might want to Google it because you don't own a TV.
I'm gonna Google it.
He got giving a
false statement to a Leo officer. What was the other one? Basically, a hate crime. Basically,
facilitating a hate crime.
Like stupid shit.
But the thing is that they were saying that these. I never heard this before. Maybe you have, Tim. I know you be
like a terrorist act.
No, because he did it to himself.
So he hates his own.
That's probably the one. That's probably the one
that this was able to stick. That's the thing about it. There was not really a hate crime. So how is this something that they was able to make stick? Self-hate is real.
This is what it was called. It was called facilitating a hate crime, meaning that you went through the action of going to get beat up, knowing you was a gay man, knowing that this would have been a hate crime, so it's facilitating a hate crime since you made the action happen.
Why was he not evaluated? Why he ain't go get?
I just said that.
Listen, first of all, he's an actor, so he was portraying a role. Like
he should have said
I don't know.
He should have said he was making his own Candid Camera movies. Oh my.
Yeah.
That man.
Well, if he wanted to really go through all of that, he should have just asked them folks to make that happen in the show, and then he could have lived that out on the show.
All I know is when he pulled this foolishness, he took down the whole empire.
Yeah.
They didn't sustain long after they took him off.
Yeah.
So, if I was all them, I'd try to whoop his ass.
That's why he's going to jail.
Money too.
That's why he's going to jail. He messed up some people's money. Makes sense.
Taraji P. Henson. What's his name? Terrence Howard. If you was on the Empire show, they only last a season after that, and they wrapped that fuck up. He ruined all they career, basically money.
Yep.
So he'll be straightening me on the back end. I'm just saying.
He on the back end. He would have no problems on the back end.
He fucked up everybody's cornages. No, because let me tell you, a lot of people love to say his career. He messed up everybody that was on that cast with the dumb shit.
Ronald Palmer say they just trying to sabotage.
Ronald, so they're just trying to salvage his name.
Sabotage.
Oh, they're trying to savage his name. How we gonna savage it? You mean sabotage?
Sabotage.
Let me tell you.
Ain't nobody sabotaging that man.
His own name with that fucking lie.
He did that himself. He slandered his character himself.
He did that himself.
And they gave him an all LGBT community jury.
Listen, and we got to move on. In other news, Michael B. Jordan, his mom, I think her name is Donna. She's in intensive care, struggling, fighting for her life. She has a bad case of lupus. And Michael B. Jordan, he's at her bedside daily. So our prayers go out to Michael B. Jordan and his mom during this situation, because his mom has stood by his side from day one in his acting career. So we definitely want to, send up prayers and, warm wishes and everything to the family. And we wish them the best.
I was just reading a little thing about Michael B. Jordan. He was talking about the new movie he's getting ready to come out with next.
Difficulties, please. Just bear with me.
Can you hear me, Tony?
I hear you, Lucy.
Okay. They were he was talking about how when he was a kid, his mom used to come and pick him up from the basketball court and telling him, we finna go to these acting classes and things like that. And he used to talk about how his mom, they used to be double parked and he'll have to jump out the car and run in and sign in for auditions and stuff and come back out and wait. And his mom, they'll finally go find a parking spot and stuff like that. And he was just talking about, this was even before Tony even showed me this, that I was watching it yesterday. I didn't even know his mom was in the hospital. And it's amazing how much, he loved his mom and things like that. And it reminds me a lot about how I was talking to a friend of mine, dear friend of mine, who we was having a discussion yesterday about, mothers and father custody and things like that. And it amazed me because we do have such great women out here that actually do step up to the plate. 99% of the time, we're gonna say, and take care of their kids. But it makes me think about Venus and Serena's father. They had their mom too, but just that same drive that they dad putting those two young ladies that actually changed the not golf, but tennis world. You know, they came in and restructured and rewrote to where every little black girl and Asian girl and white girl, either one, saying they want to be able to play against them and beat them, or two, they got their game from them. And that motivation and that drive that those two young ladies have came from their father. And it's just good to just see black love and black excellence at its best for Michael B. Jordan and for also Venus and Serena Williams. I haven't seen that movie that they got out with that was produced by Will Smith, but everybody says it's a great movie that I know watched it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it either. I like Serena Williams.
Yeah, I want to see that movie. I heard it was really good too. A couple of people who I know have seen it and have done reviews on it. They gave it thumbs up. Also, Nick
I like
Cannon,
her clothing line with Wilson.
Also, Nick Cannon is currently mourning and grieving the loss of his son, Zen. He was born with a brain tumor, but they didn't realize it was a brain tumor until, of course, it was too late. He was 5 months old, so he just recently passed maybe a week or two ago, a couple of weeks ago, like around about Thanksgiving time. And he did his show and was in tears. And I said, I can only imagine what he's going through. And I know Legacy has experienced a similar situation with the loss of his son, who took his last breath in his arms. So I know that would have to, be, oh my God. Just the thought of it almost got me in tears.
I don't even want to think about it.
Exactly, So Nick could hardly do the show. He was in so much tears and was so hurt. And just the viewers, I felt what he was feeling at that moment. But whoo. So our prayers go out to Nick Cannon and his family during this time.
One thing about the loss of a child, mother or father, people that don't have kids, you definitely could sympathize with it and empathize with it because you raised them some kind of way. You've been in children's lives some kind of way, and that was a hard thing. Even me looking at it, it was hard because it did bring back memories of me holding my son while he takes his last breath, or to even have to make the decision to pull the plug. But I definitely do know what you're going through, Nick. Everybody on here empathize and sympathize with you, sir. So just stay strong and know that you'll never forget, but that time it will pass too, and you'll be stronger for it.
Adrian says, good night, everyone.
Hey, Adrian.
All right, Adrian.
What's up, big dog?
That little puppy.
Oh, Lord, y'all for the start.
You already know it.
I know. There she is.
Read that.
Juicy.
The Black Lives Matter organization, founded by Marxists who were trained by the communists to dismantle American society, organized the protests that turned into riots. Heritage Foundation 2021. That's when Gloria said that.
All right, Miss Gloria, we appreciate that, love.
And all the knowledge tonight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Gloria. Mm-hmm. Let's go into none other than the question of the day. The question of the day.
Why do
people always want something from you, knowing that is something they won't give in return?
Ooh. That's a good one.
Selfish. Oh, they are selfish. People are selfish. Indescribably selfish. Unimaginably selfish.
I like to think of it as we're fishers of men. And so people come here to fish that man that's going to be in their corner and help them get through. So in their perception, they see that whoever they come through is to help them achieve what they're looking for. But that doesn't mean that they're to give the same in their mind. They're here for someone else that fished them, but that's not what that person, like if I go fishing for $1 million and I need help achieving it and I come to you for that help, that's my journey on my million. But if you don't see yourself worthy of $1 million, we ain't got to help you with your million because you're not for the million I'm for. That's how people look at it. They so stuck on.
You broke that down so well,
receiving.
So eloquent. I like how you broke that down. Made me go.
I experienced
that was beautiful.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well,
that question come up because it is so ironic because I'm a very giving person. I give. You know, I'm a very giving person, and I love to be in a position to be able to give. But I'm a firm believer the way the universe works is, you know, when you give, you attract what you are. So people give back to you. And also I receive a lot too, because people often ask, you know, why are people always giving you this and giving you that? And, or you didn't have to pay for this and pay for that. Because I'm a giver. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my spirit. That's who I am. I'm a giving person. And so because I'm a giver, the universe makes me attract what I am. So if I give, it's going to be given back unto me. And, you know, so unlike the person who put this question out there or put this statement out there, it is so unfortunate that in a lot of situations, there are a lot of people that are just receivers and they're definitely not givers. And they can't understand the logic behind where when I give to you, you know, it should be reciprocated.
The reality is, you can't receive anything if your palm is closed. That's the reality. But I listen. I almost went there. We started talking about giving and receiving. I was about to go all the way to the left with that.
But let me tell you, it don't even have to be about material things or like anything dealing with money that'll cost. People will literally want your time. But if you need a fraction of the time that they demand from you, they won't give it. Like, it's just, I don't know. People just require things that they know they will not even think twice to give to that person that gave them they all.
So
it's not always a financial thing to where you find yourself at the short end of a stick in like friendships, relationships. Like you just be like, bro, for real? Like, so
yeah, go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend.
I tell you, if I deal with you the long way, I will be broke to make sure you have whatever it is you asked me for. You call me.
Yes, I have been a witness to that.
On the phone to my head about to fall off. Until you feel
that those
we both
people
ain't feeling good.
Hey, until Tyson started talking back.
Do you feel that those people you're that way to should be that way to you? Is that the feeling? Like if I'm that way with Tanya, then Tanya should be that way with me. Is that how you
know what I've learned, Juicy? I've learned that you cannot expect people to act. You cannot expect people to act the way you do.
Exactly.
Period.
Well,
you cannot, and I had to digest that this year with some family members. You can't,
The other part with that is what you give to someone that was for them. That's gonna come back to you, but it don't come back through that vessel that received. It's gonna come back in any shape. And so a lot of people look for it to come back in the very person I was there for you, I did this for you, and then they expect that person to be the one there. But they needed you. You didn't need them. You're gonna get yours from somewhere else.
Well, this is my thing. If
But
you
Juicy,
was there
hold
for
on.
me,
Hold on. Hold on.
Ain't no hold on, because I was talking. So ain't no hold on. If I don't
wasn't
expect for
talking to
somebody
you.
to come back. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't expect for somebody to come back and say, well, I was there for you. If you there for me, then be there for me, and that's it. Because you got to know I'm going to do the same thing for you, but I don't need you throwing up in my face. Oh, I had your back on this and this and this. Bitch, you keeping track?
People do be
Because
keeping
real
track.
friendships don't keep track. Keep track. You ain't supposed to keep track.
What?
And
But
you
this
ain't
is my
supposed to just
thing.
let somebody kiss your ass tonight.
That's why I believe. This is why I believe
I'm
that
like,
this is why I
I
believe
think
that your
y'all going
your
left on
circle
this
have
one.
to be
It's
small.
just something simple that'll literally get under your skin. My circle is so. Listen, I've been this fucking antisocial motherfucker my whole life. I tell you quick, and I won't have no problem with hurting your feelings. Oh, Tayama, my friend. You're not my friend. We're associates. I don't know nothing about you.
See, I figured out a lot of stuff about.
No chaser.
I figured out a lot of stuff about people when I got sick. When I got sick, it was revealed to me who in my corner and who the fuck not in my corner. You know who your riders are when you down. When you up, you can't tell. But when you down, that's how you know. It's some people at my job that I was not friends with, that I associated with. But once I got sick, that was it. I ain't hear from them. Oh, it's a hey, how you doing? And we keeping it moving. I ain't got no conversation for you.
It's just little stuff that irks me.
My thing
if I
is
ride for you, like one thing
my
about
thing
me,
is
loyalty is everything.
It is. It is. I agree with you on that, Tiama. I agree. My circle, if you got me being able to, because I don't move for everybody, and my circle is small. I got love for everybody because I'm gonna respect everybody. So I'm gonna demand that same respect back. But the ones that I say I love you to, I mean it. And so my circle of people that I'm gonna go out my way is not a lot, because I understand what Juice is saying about, don't expect it to come back. But it's not that people expect it to come back from that individual. You have to have, it's about the moral respect. It's about the moral respect of you yourself as a human being should remember those that have been there for you. So yes, if a random person, out of the blue, you decide to do something for a homeless person, you doing it out the kindness of your heart. No, you don't keep count of you did this or you did that, because you did that from your heart. And yes, you do the other ones from your heart as well. But at the same time, you hoping that this person has your best interest and this person has your feelings and everything in the same way you do for them. So if you feel like when Tony or anybody that I love, if Tiama called me and I can be there, I'm gonna be there. Juicy, Savage, I'm gonna be there because I genuinely love you. Now, Tiama is an hour away, and I don't get into no arguments or fussing with nobody as much as I get into it with Tiama.
Well, let me interject. Let me interject right quick, since you're talking about. I know you got a lot to say, but I just gotta publicly acknowledge the legacy. I had a situation tonight. And it don't matter. I had a situation tonight, and legacy came through like a G, and I appreciate it. I thank you in private, and I thank you in public. Okay. Period. Now you can carry on. Carry on. Carry on.
Now, what I'm saying is, even though me and Tiama and Savage too, and I guess Miss Adrian, I love you too, Miss Adrian, get into it. When Tiama showed up to my house with the medicine to make sure that legacy made it through, what we've been through had nothing to do with it. That was out of genuine love and mutual respect that she wanted legacy to get better. I hadn't did nothing for Tiama. All I was her brother on a podcast. And she showed me that it's bigger than that. She loved me as a brother. She want the best for me. And that's what I want for her and her family and Tyson and Tony and Savage and you too, Juicy, because it's real. If it's
y'all want
not
you
real,
to get taller. She wants you to get taller. That's what she wants.
What she actually said was she needs you to get well. Because if you don't get well, then she ain't got nobody on the show to cuss at. So she needed you to hear.
That part, Tony, that part. we all room for you to get this, to get your knees done, Legacy. We want you to get your knees done. You can get a couple of inches, and you can be at eye level with me, okay?
But let me tell you, when
Lay down
you
someone, Savage. We already had this debate,
with
you lost.
somebody and you realize that person don't rock with you that way, that hurts you in a way because in your mind, you know without a shadow of a doubt, if you needed that person to be there. And when they don't show up, oh my God, it just, man, listen.
Ooh.
I hate disappointment. That's why I don't
that
deal
shit
with
hurt.
a lot of people. I fucking hate disappointment.
Not who they don't like you.
With you the long way, I will be on the phone with you 24/7. I will literally merge you in to hear what I'm saying with the next person because I don't have shit to hide. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you the long way. But when you show me something different, disappointment, I don't do well with disappointment.
Not to downplay that feeling, because I've felt
it
numerous times, but to help me through that is where I realized, like I read the book The 4 Agreements, and it's about taking nothing personal and having no expectations. And just those 2 points helped me deal better with people, to be able to still be a giver and receive when I'm to be receiving. And my blessings come so I can give and deal with so many people in the world, and my blessings pour in. And what that one person thought they were stopping, it doesn't stop, because I have so many friends and family that I love, that I can give to them, but they can be like, oh, I got her in their mind. Their receiving wasn't even a gratitude. Their receiving was a connive and receive, because they were out to profit and gain versus to be that give receive transition of. But she threw me off with the phone call and then just left.
Okay.
But practicing having no expectations works a whole lot. Because if you don't expect someone to what?
I feel that. I love that. And everybody wants. Wait till I'm gonna win. Everybody should have that process. But I'm gonna say this. I think everybody go at it in the beginning. I don't want to live through life having no expectations of someone, because if I have you in my circle, then my expectations of you are already through the roof, because I don't equate people in my circle that easily. So the ones that are in my circle, just understand that I want the same love and admiration through the good and the bad. And I don't want to go around loving you. I don't want to go around loving you, being there for you on the condition, on real love, and yours is fictitious, and all you're doing is sabotaging my life. For me to walk around and not expect, hold on, baby, hold on. For me to go around and not having expectations because people can fail, I understand, and everybody on this panel understand that people can fail you. But you failing me one time doesn't deem me to not, or if it's something that you just can't do because you can't, that's not you not loving me. But there is no way that I can continually always make a way for you and be in your life, and you can't not one time never be there for me. That right there is foolishness.
I don't know if this is the place to really share it, but I am. For me, all this to me about life is to transition to something better. And I look at what I got to do now. The better that I do now gives me in a better position of whatever the unknown is. So I want to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't care about what them people doing. Every fail that they do on me is a rise because I overcame it. That helped me be a better person to when I get to wherever I'm going, I'm better than. And I could look over like the things that I've gone through where I have chosen to see, okay, I've been, like you say, failed, let down, my expectations crushed to powder, to where it just disappeared. You know, I've been there. But the way I handled it, I could see by me maintaining my composure and knowing that that was them. Like I had to pray for them. Like, you feel that bad about yourself in life that you'll do this to someone instead of thinking life is great to be better than. I got to look at it that way. And that helps me get more. Like, I'm not homeless.
Well, let me ask you this question, Juicy. I think one of the most deceiving things that have ever been told to Black people is Master telling Black folks that God said, forgive those who have done wrong to you.
Who trespassed against
and that has been one of the, yes, you can be forgiven, but he also says you don't have to be a fool for nobody. And when we're talking about why I use that allegory is because when we tell people that it's okay for somebody to misuse you and abuse you and mistreat you, and we constantly okay it, it'll work out for me on the end. It's a lot of slaves that died. It's a lot of Jewish people that were slaughtered that it didn't work out for. And whether they transition to the next thing or phase or whatever we got, because they did not take the threat serious of the people around them constantly abusing and mistreating them. Listen, that weakens you as a human being, because I'm not going to let you continually use me. I'm not going to continually let you slap me in my face. Matter of fact, you ain't going to slap me in my face. So I believe that what you're saying is beautiful and true in a perfect world. But I will tell everybody in the ATL world, Miss Juicy is the softest person on our podcast, and y'all can take that route, and it's okay. You might like you might like Charmin's tissue. That's who that is over there. We got Charmin's tissue on the podcast.
That's a tissue paper feeling we be talking about right now. That's it. That's it. AKA, if you feel like Juicy,
yeah. Listen, we went and brought the tissue paper to the ATL show. She is a soft, beautiful woman that has a lot of forgiveness in her heart. So don't nobody, go her route. It's okay. It's okay. It works out for Juicy. But don't you think nobody else over on the ATL show go take all that. Don't you try it. Don't you try it.
See, I like your hair too. It's cute.
Thank you. It was just like a little quick. Girl, give me shoes on my daughter's hair. And I was like, girl, give me two braids. And she like retwisted like the front row right here, and then did 2 braids. And everybody swears a new hairdo. I take it.
It looks fresh.
Girl, all she did was retwist this little roll. She's really good. The girl is good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, take Tony with you next time.
Tony, who does your hair anyway?
Sam.
Tony?
Sam. It is in Revere Beach.
Melissa's so good that when I wash my hair myself and retwist it myself, it looks like I parted it, but I don't. I walked around with locks in my hair and hadn't had it parted in 4 years.
Wow.
I didn't know. Shoot.
Wait, say this again now.
I went a long time without having somebody part my hair. The lady was just retwisting it. So I discovered she should be parting it as well to keep it looking clean. It's a different kind of clean when you part it as opposed to you just retwisting it.
Right.
Right.
You can see my brain a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Y'all ready for this letter?
I was just going to say, on a lighter note, let's get into the letter of the day.
Dear ATL is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to theanthonybrown@gmail.com.
Yeah.
T7.
Please. Dear ATL, I need help and I feel only ATL can direct me on this one. I've always considered myself a real ladies' man with a whole lot of love to give. Like any other man, there are certain qualities I look for in what I call my perfect lady. Believe me when I tell you, I'm looking for more than just the visuals. I also look for that which is beneath the skin. Here's my situation. I'm currently dating 3 women. Lexi, did you write this?
Hell no.
Just kidding. I'm currently dating 3 women, and all of them are near and dear to me. I love them all, and they all love me. Each of them thinks they are the only ones in my life, and I make them feel like my exclusive queen. I know you are asking why am I dating 3 when I could just as easily settle down with either one of them. I think I have abandonment issues and no one wants to ever be alone. So I'm afraid of settling for just one out of fear that the right one may get away. Not only that, each one brings a different dynamic to the table, and because of this, together, they make my world complete. ATL, please help me figure this out. I'm tired and I want to settle down with one, but the right one. What should I do? Sign a 3-way love affair. First of all, you gotta love you. That's number one. You gotta love you and know who you are before you can decide who you want to really be with. Because it seems to me like you don't want to be alone by yourself. But you have to learn how to cohabitate by yourself before you can cohabitate with anybody else. You got to know you before you start mingling with other people. Now, I personally don't see the problem with dating multiple people because you're not in a relationship with them. You're just dating them. I could date 100 people, but until I become obligated to make a commitment with one, it's okay. As long as I'm being transparent. And you don't have to tell them you dating other people because y'all not in an exclusive relationship. It's not exclusive. And you're not in a relationship. You're just dating. But that's just my opinion.
Also
What
want to
makes
add,
a relationship obligated or exclusive?
I also want to piggyback on what you were saying, Savage. I agree with you 100% what you just said, but I want to add to it also based on what the person said in the letter. You said that these 3 people bring different dynamics to the table, and because of whatever they bring to the table, the 3 of them, you know, they're 33%, they're 33%, they're 33%, makes you 100%, which completes you. See, that's where the problem exists. See, it shouldn't take another person to complete you because when you came to the table, you were complete. You have to, like you said, you got to work on yourself first and complete you and be happy with you and be happy with the 100% that you bring. And so with or without them, you are a whole person and not a fraction of a person waiting for them to bring a dynamic to you to make you whole because you're whole as one. So if I have somebody that don't have anybody, Anthony is happy. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to necessarily have a person next to me to make me complete. So whether I have somebody or don't have somebody, I'm cool. I'm happy with self. And so, like you said, you gotta love self, because in my mind, in my psyche, I'm all I need. If someone else comes along, that's great. They just add to what I already have. But them leaving didn't take anything away, because I was whole when they got here. So yeah, you gotta love self first. And don't be so afraid of don't be so afraid of losing one person or two people than keeping one out of fear that you're gonna the right one may have gotten away. Whoever the person you decide to keep, it's all about building together. Because whatever, if you mentally make a list of what you require in a perfect mate, if it's 80 things and this person has 75 of them, you can help them create the other 5. You know what I'm saying? Or become the other 5 or develop the other 5 to make them the perfect person in your mind based on the qualities you may look for in a perfect mate. Rather than finding 33% here, 33% there, 33% there. So you got 3 people that are not complete themselves. So if them 3 not complete and it takes them 3 to complete you and you're not complete, then that's 4 individuals that's not complete at all. That's a whole bunch of mess. That's just my verdict on the letter.
Yeah.
Juicy?
I'm going before you, ladies, because you go a long time.
Damn.
I think Juicy just confirmed the fact that you're long-winded, like I always say. Have pint. Be so short, you do have a lot of wind up in there. It's probably mostly inflation,
What you say is compensated for. I do not think that anybody with 3 people should be considering any type of who should I choose. You should not be trying to choose any of them 3 because you done played them 3. If them 3 in a relationship with you and all 4 of y'all don't know about that y'all in a relationship together, it's already like built on the wrong foundation. It needs to just be something, break it down, start over. They had what you liked, but they don't have what you want. And the first thing you want, like Tony said, is to love yourself.
It's a nut.
It's like T Savage said, a
nut.
You can get
Shut up, little man.
He better just go on and stack his freezer with lobster. That's all he just need to do. Stack his freezer with lobster.
Go ahead, Juice. I just had to squeeze that in, Mama.
I'm done. He just need to go on and get a whole freezer full of lobster, sign up for Netflix and chill, and leave them girls alone.
Tiamo. She probably got Tyson his screen up
I'm
there.
dealing with the tornado.
I knew it. Well, young man, you see how off the rip when the young lady was reading, she Juice.
Cordell, don't make me whoop your ass. Cause I'm ready tonight, sir. I got all the smoke you need, baby. Demetrius.
Well, me, you see, they all, she assumed that this was me, that whatever it was you're doing. I used to live that lifestyle. And so I totally understand what you're going through. You're single and you've not fully committed to one individual as of yet. So you're entitled to do what it is that you want to do. But if you're thinking about settling down, that's something that you have to fix in you and decide which one of those women you can see yourself being complete with and being able and make a choice on who you can lose, who you can stand losing, because at the end of the day, men mostly end up losing all of it at the same time, because when one brick get loose, it seems to always make the wall crumble. I'm gonna be a little combative with my brother Tony tonight. I don't believe that you should be okay with being by yourself. However, whenever you started being with women, you was already by yourself, 18, 14, whenever you started being intimate with a woman or a man. And if we go biblically, when God made Adam, he decided that he saw that Adam was sad because he didn't have someone. Every animal on the planet, every fish in the sea, every fowl in the sky has a partner to be with, because to be by yourself could be lonely. Not saying it is, but saying that it could be. And biblically speaking, it shows throughout the Bible that God did not put us here to be by ourselves. That it's okay for you to have a companion. I watch older people in their 60s and 70s still out mingling amongst the living and enjoying life because they don't want to sit alone at home, becoming old and decrepit by themselves. So even if we look at King David, we look at King Solomon, those individuals were great individuals throughout the biblical book who did great wonders and things that God had designed and destined for them. And they were allotted to have 400 and 500 wives and 600 and 1,200 and 800 concubines. So when people say that it's okay to be by yourself, it is. If that's what you choose to, if that's the life that you want to live. Everybody don't have to live the same life. But if you're not one of those people that is okay with being lonely, then until you find that person that completes you in one, then you are entitled to make as many come as you want to. Just put a prophylactic on top of it and make sure that you don't bring no unwanted children into the world, and enjoy all your youth that God has bestowed upon you until you find that one that you can make a conscious decision and say, this is the coochie I want to get old right before me. That's my ATL answer for you.
T Savage, I need some milk.
Lord help us.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna start.
What is wrong with you? I told you about 12. I believe he need milk because I told him he about 12. So only 12-year-olds want bosoms with milk. Warm milk.
Well, I like pregnant milk.
Get off my damn camera.
Maybe he wants some pink cookies too.
Yeah. Go ahead, LL.
No, give him some lettuce lips.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
So back to the letter. So you're saying it's okay for him to date or whatever, but multiple people.
I'm saying, Tony, that he didn't say he was what's the word that Savage said?
commitment.
He didn't say that he was exclusive. That he was exclusive with one. He said that he has 3 that he loves.
But he got all his queens thinking they're the exclusive queens. That's what he said.
But he said that he said exclusive queens.
Yes, each one of the queens think they're exclusive to him. He said that.
Right, to him. But they're not exclusive as a whole. He doesn't have one that he's exclusive with. To him, each one of them are special in their own dynamic.
So he's community dick. Period.
Well, he's just tripod dick right now.
Those
he only
queens
has 3
to get together and nip tuck the shit out his ass.
This is the one that I didn't want you to listen to. This is the one, the bitterness.
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
I know you're not.
First and foremost, if that's the way you want to be, why not be honest with all 3? Because let me tell you, if you got your shit together, these hoes dumb nowadays. You can literally talk their ass into you having all 3 of them bitches. But see, your game ain't tight, so you gotta lie.
That's why I said he needs to go on and just start over. Start over being real.
Well, I mean, his
has a business.
Hold on, Cordell said,
hold on, Tiama.
Go ahead.
You got it, Savage? I mean, Juicy? Go ahead, one of y'all.
I like the way she read it.
I'm blind over here.
Cordell says, Tiama, Tyson has a business meeting in the morning around 10 a.m. Make sure he's dressed appropriate, please, and thank you.
Oh, let me tell you, my son don't hit the door if he's not the creme de la creme. Little baby be ready for whatever. His mama may be busted, but little baby be ready. But he gonna be busy tomorrow. My niece got a basketball game in Miami. And honey, I go to every game, so Auntie be full-time job.
Oh man. Just enjoy it until you find, cause it's not gonna last forever. Listen, take it from somebody that have lived it. It's lonely. Your mind gets scattered, your heart get crushed, because them 3 women are not gonna continue to not feel that they have all of you. Right now it's okay, but in the midst of it, start trying to decipher which one you enjoy the most. If you are getting if you go ahead, Ju.
He can't choose which one he enjoyed the most when one give one thing, another give another thing, another give another thing. They not giving him what he needs. So let's go with that. Why be lack? Why settle for lack? Why settle for what you want in one thing, only this, but the other all of a sudden wake up and have it?
He has 3 pieces of women. He don't have not one complete woman.
Right. He need to leave him alone.
So
he's
settling.
Back to
but
the
it's not. Listen, let's look at it like this. Let's look at this. We don't have this discussion, so let's look at this. Let's say all 3 of the women, he finds that they love that he's a working man, and not only do they love that he's a working man that do what he's supposed to do, let's say that he loves that all 3 of those women are financially stable across the board. So boom, they check out the same box. Then let's say 2 of them can cook, one of them don't want to do that but go out to eat all the time.
We've already established those 2 are equal. Wait, without breaking down individually what the dynamics are, we've already established that they're still not complete. They only bring 33.
But one of them to 100. But Tony added the 33. The man ain't say none of that.
Look, what one got, the other one doesn't. And if he let go of the one that doesn't have that, if three, he let go of three, he let go of two. He missing out on two things that the other two had. He ain't gonna get it in there.
But after I listen to you and
Cordell said, I really believe this is one of you guys' letter. I just can't figure out whose letter. Laugh out loud, booty head.
It's my letter. I got 3.
Why you being weird to me, calling us booty heads? We talking about ass a lot.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Tony, the letter is good, but what I'm saying is, you may have one that brings 80, you may have one that brings 75, and you may have one that brings 85. Whatever the shortcomings that each one of them are missing, as Tony said earlier, if you can make a decision, the 15 or the 10 or the 5% that you are missing, you can take that individual and build on that. And whatever each one of those persons are missing, you can take that and teach that to them, whomever it is that you decide to be with. But because you are the person that has to make the decision, you can make the decision and see who do you want to build with and say, well, Tashima might not have, but you know, she only lacking 15%. The other two got her dime and a nickel. So I'm gonna pick her because that or whatever. But right now, if you're 25, if you're 30, if you're 28, if you're in your early 20s and 30s and you're not ready, then put on a condom and knock their head off.
Poor thing.
So y'all just gonna let the crickets?
Poor thing.
My mic was muted. Hey, I'm glad because I had said never mind.
Poor thing. It seems like you still have that same mindset. So you said that's the life you used to live, but yet mentally it seems like you're still there.
Or at least cheering it on.
I'll say this. Everybody, because I'm emulating, if I decided to, I wouldn't be wrong because I've had great teachers. I've had King David, King Solomon, and many more great kings that were allowed to have many wives and concubines. So until someone tell me or show me anything different, then as a young man, that man is entitled to skeet as many times as he wants to before he finds whom is his wife.
Good night, everybody. Lord have mercy.
You play so much.
Okay. Good night. Did he really come out his throat with that foolishness?
He did. He brought it.
So you telling me? So are y'all telling me that King David and King Solomon didn't have multiple wives and concubines?
That's not what we're saying. But you said you had great teachers, like you met them yesterday.
Listen, that was good. That was good. Hey, Tony, I've been here. I like the King Solomon. I like the King Solomon because he was a wise one. So
he taught you how to be a whore, a pot pocket.
I've never been a whore.
Nobody had to teach him how to be a thought. Nothing. It's in his bloodline.
I'm saying it's hereditary.
How many children did your father have? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just calling the shit out. You got what, 39 children? 39, 42? Yeah, it's genetic, baby.
Did you say 42?
So we really understand. We really understand where you coming from.
Cordell said, tell them the secrets before I will. Oh, snitching ass Cordell.
He said, tell the secret before he will. He gone to put the number up on there, Tony. So
T Savage, Tiama, you better come over here and straighten this nigga. Tyson must got
him. Yeah. You getting them ready for tomorrow's business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I guess that's enough. Yes, for the business meeting at 10 a.m. So is that enough about the letter, or we're gonna move on?
That's enough.
Okay.
Because he got enough already. He got 3.
Yeah, he got his hands full. So do what you have to do, sir. Mr. Letter Writer, do what you have to do. You done had advice from 5 individuals, from 5 different dynamics, 5 points of views. Now it's all up to you. So do
stroke it, or either you stroke it or you choke it.
Wow.
Dear ATL is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to theanthonybrownShow@gmail.com.
I just want to remind everybody that the ATL show and the Anthony Brown Show has now reached our 1 year of streaming and 100 shows, believe it or not. So we will be having a awesome show for you guys next Friday. So if you would like to put together a video, 1 minute video, 1 minute or less, a video, and send it to us at theanthonybrownShow@gmail.com. You know, congratulating us on saying anything special about the show, about the individuals or whatever. We will definitely play your video live here on the show on next Friday. So yes, we reached a 1 year anniversary and 100 shows and 5,000 subscribers. So we're on our road to 10,000 subscribers, 200 videos, and another year. And there's no stopping us now. We're just getting started. Also, real soon, I think in the next week or 2, we're going to be starting a new episode, the Real Locker Room Talk. And the dynamic is going to be 4 brothers from different mothers coming together to share opinions, advice from 4 male point of view. We're not coming together to bash women, but yet to uplift women and men, mostly
they need it,
and give advice where needed. And women will be able to come onto the show live in 5-minute segments or less and ask questions. So that's going to be quite interesting.
Who's all going to be on the show?
The show will consist of Darren. Pictures at the bottom. Darren, Chuck Dawg, Legacy the Great, and of course Anthony, myself, will all be on the show. So there's the 4 members of the show right there.
All that meat on one show, yes.
What you say, Tiama?
Nothing. I say so much meat on one show, yes.
The Real Locker Room Talk with Legacy the Great, Anthony Brown, Chuck Dawg, and Darren Hassan. So yeah, we're gonna bring it to y'all. We're gonna bring it to you blood raw, from a male perspective.
Tyson say he want to join the show.
Of course, Tyson.
He already got a VIP to come on with him.
We got a seat just for Tyson.
He can use Anya seat, that baby seat.
Okay. Y'all so funny.
Okay. Y'all are terrible, I must say. So I'm going to play this commercial, and right after this commercial, we're going to get into tonight's topic real quick.
WTCZ Music Box Radio in the Chill Zone every Monday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find it on YouTube at D-Lo Productions. Once again, that's YouTube, look up D-Lo Productions. We play the best in R&B, rhythm and blues, oldies, favorites. And there's a request line, 682-200-9345. Once again, that is WTCZ Music Box Radio in the Chill Zone with your host, D-Lo. Every Monday and Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check it out.
Again, I just want to remind everybody, if you're just coming in, definitely hit that subscribe button, subscribe, comment, and like. And of course, share this on your social media so that your friends and family can come here, see what's going on over here on the ATL show. So definitely subscribe. It costs you nothing. Like, comment, and of course, share. Savage.
I don't even want to read his comments, Cordell, but he need my help. He on some BS. I already know. No, I would not pump none of this milk and put it in no cup for you. Not happening. Not happening. Yes, it pumps chocolate milk. It ain't white milk. It pumps chocolate milk. It's special milk. Okay.
Okay. Wow. So tonight's topic is, why do Black people insist on living in communities where they are not welcome? Why do Black people insist on living in communities where they are definitely not welcome? In this day and age where we've seen so much in social media where various people of color, Black and brown people, are living in various communities, once they reach a certain status in life, a certain income bracket or a certain tax bracket, they want to move out of what's called the ghetto or out of the norm or out of the neighborhood in which they were raised in. So as a result of moving out of these various neighborhoods, they tend to want to live in the suburbs. They want to live next door to Karen and Ken, people of other nationalities and races. So, and as a result of living next to these various people in other communities, because they say it's a better community or it's a safer community, or they want to live like the Joneses, they want to, Karen don't want them there and Ken don't want them there. And as a whole, society has made it very hard for people to live, when I say people, Black and brown people to live in these communities with high HOA fees, high requirements, difficult requirements of getting accepted or approved to live in certain neighborhoods. So, but yet they still try and bend over backwards to get in there. And once they get into these neighborhoods or these condo associations or these developments, they feel that they've made it. They've overcome. They're better than their counterpart or their friends and family they left back in the hood or back in the urban community or black community. So why is it that we as a race of people, Black and browns, are always trying and striving to try to move in neighborhoods that we are not welcome?
Want me go? I'm one of them people, and so I think of all them same reasons you said, you know, safety. But I don't even see it as like, why should we feel we're moving into somewhere we're not welcome? I'm moving into my home and I'm welcome in my home. The neighborhood, the community, like when, you know, this land is for everyone. Yeah, we not being like naive and saying racism ain't out there, the prejudice, the hate ain't out there. My mom moved to Wellington. And when she moved out to Wellington in like 1993, they did background checks in order for you to live in the community. And it was supposed to be only on the adults, but they ran background check on my brother who was a minor. That's illegal. But they wanted to see the character of the people who were going to move into the neighborhood, into the community. They did not like the fact that what my brother's choice of living and lifestyle was. So they tried to use that as a way to keep us from it. Being there, my mom's home is still there. And it's like now she's been in the community the longest. So people are like moving into her neighborhood. And the whole system is switched. Like they're coming there with respect versus treating her as if she's out of place. Because true and all, this is where we're supposed to be. We have to stop, I feel, thinking that neighborhood ain't for me and that place ain't for me. We got to. So when you say I'm soft, Legacy, I ain't soft when it comes to that.
Well, let me, as I still want to Tiama words, let me teach you something. We have just as many land developers. We have just as many architects, carpenters, plumbers, all skilled individuals here in this land you call that are ours. The hood don't belong to black people. The hood has just been a place where black people have been allowed to stay because economically, we're all are not on the same playing field. And the difference between saying I want to elevate and move in those areas is because if the vast majority of blacks were given the same economics, the same money structure that these white and Asian people were allotted from birth almost, then I guarantee you there wouldn't be a such thing called the hood, because most violence and most theft always rampantly take place in places where people are with the least amount of money. So you could easily change a place from where we grew up from, which is considered to be the hood, because there are people that make homes in hoods and have great lives. The thing is this: the vast majority of African Americans do not seem to believe that they are successful until they are living in a white area where they can say they have made it. They can be making well over 6 figures and live in a black driven area and still think that they have not made it until they live next door to Karen. And yes, violence is everywhere, and it may be a little bit more rampant due to the fact of the lack of education, lack of funding and financial structure in the black communities. But if you put everybody on the same playing field from the jump and teach them how to not only eat, but to teach them how to fish from the same start, then everybody, because there's plenty of people that call the hood home and they live a good life, but it's the mindset of the black person that makes the decision that the only way I feel safe is if I'm around white and Asians. The only way I feel safe is if I'm in a gated community where these white folks don't want me, because there are plenty of videos that you can go online and see what black folks go through by living around these white folks who do not think that they're supposed to be in these areas. Kudos to your mama for being a strong black individual, but black folks need to understand that it's time to start making your own communities and building that up instead of making yourself justified about being successful by saying I live in white communities. Most people are gonna lie and say it's about safeties because guess what? Them same individuals, whether they white or black, are killing people left and right. White folks just don't be told about it unless it's a mass shooting. And the difference is between that, what you're talking about, you can move anywhere and protect yourself. You can move anywhere and protect yourself. Kids are being sent out to white schools, and guess what white people are doing? White people are slaughtering white people by the masses. So let's not make it seem that us moving to where it ain't talked about as much violence, because it is. It's there. And white people are just, matter of fact, everywhere white people have been at on this planet, they've caused nothing but mass destruction, murder, and mayhem for their privilege. So no, black people have to change their mindset to know that they can be safe or they can die, either you in a white community or a black community. It's just a mindset that you need to understand and accept within yourself, that regardless of if you got $100,000 house or a $200,000 house in Riviera Beach, West Palm Beach, Tamarind, or Boca, or over there in Wellington, or wherever the best places is white folks live in these gated communities. Understand that if you have made it and you reach back to help the next and show them how to do it, all of y'all will be living well sometime. But I do understand if you filthy rich, it may be time to move, because like Tony showed me, you may get robbed all the time, but you can also get your house burnt down in white communities because they don't want your ass there.
Let me tell you, I understand all that, but normally when you make it and you try to stay in your hood, like give or take, for Thanksgiving, that rapper that went bite to his hood was giving out turkey. They gunned that man down and robbed him. All his jewelry was gone. They killed him while he's outside handing out turkeys, trying to give back to his community. Sometimes you can't go back to your community because jealousy and envy takes over and your ass to be dead.
And
So
when
you really get on, you gotta get the fuck on, or you gonna be dead. The dude that played for.
I don't think that when I spoke about safety, it wasn't all about like crime safety. In the black community, the water quality is bad, so my safety and my health is jeopardized. They ride around with the trucks and they pollute the air, calling it bug spray, but it's really chemtrails they spraying around so that they can make the people sick. So they don't do that in the other communities. The air is better. The quality of living is better in certain communities than the hood. And so you have to want better for yourself and then move out and do it. It's not looking as if you're successful. It's seeing the value and the worth in you and getting a better position for you. We lived in Wellington. I still went to the same hood school. I went to the hood every day. The house was there. I would say it doesn't change who I am and what I do. We still can go back to the community. I still go. I ain't never voted in Wellington. I'll go to Revere and volunteer at the election polls so that their mayor and their candidates can get voted for. I do a lot in the community, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's where I have to lay my head when I know it's not the best place for me. I think black people need to also work on that perception of thinking that because someone knows their worth and do better for their worth, then they doing wrong to the rest of us. Follow suit.
Well, Juicy, let me ask you this, Juicy. I hear you, and it makes sense. But I also heard the valuable information that you said, which is that you know that they go around with the bug spray in black neighborhoods and spray, talking about they're spraying for mosquitoes and things, but they're actually chemtrails like they use up in the sky and rain down all across the sky. But with you knowing that, then that would mean that I need to be more informative. I need to give out this information. I need to inform my people of what's going on, and let's stop that, what they're doing in the black communities. And yes, it's okay to remove yourself for wanting, but you don't have to remove yourself and move into a white affirmation community to be saying, oh, it's better over here. What I'm saying is, even though that's the case, let's also learn how to build our community and say, okay, well, I'm black entrepreneurs who are architects, engineers, and things like that. Let's go develop some land and build a community for us. One of the things that I can tell people, the worst thing that ever happened for me is integration. Integration is the worst thing that ever happened to black folks. Because guess what? The 99% of the people that teach our children, they don't give a damn about our kids. They worried about a paycheck.
I agree with you on that. Integration set us up to have this hierarchy.
If you go back to young black kids being taught in school in the early 40s, 50s, 60s, you had more graduates from black colleges and black high school, the graduation level, and they were on the same educational level, if not smarter, by not having white teachers who are dumbing down things and not making sure people are passing tests and getting through these. That's why they came up with all these extracurricular tests, that FCAT shit, that if you fail this, it's a biased test. And that was set up by white people. So they have also set up that, guess what? In order for you to be raised and considered yourself to have or have achieved the American dream of a white picket fence and a nice house and some kids and some dogs and a husband and wife, is to live amongst white people. That's why they show them all the time. That's why they don't show black people living in nice black neighborhoods, because it builds social structure for black people to say, hey, we don't have to live amongst them. We can live with ourselves and be just as happy and content, and no violence of anything.
One thing I noticed too, I don't know, for those of you that's from the West Palm Beach area, there's a successful black upper class, have made it neighborhood right off of Village and 45th Street. Those homes over there are like, I want to say like 99% black owned. And those are all black lawyers, black doctors, black teachers, black principals, black, chief of police, black, wealthy black people. So you're rubbing shoulders with people that look like you. So when you, like you said, Legacy, when you've made it, yes, you definitely have to move out of the hood, because if not, you become the target of everyone who hasn't made it and who economically don't have the mindset to leave your shit alone and worry about themselves, because they come and take yours because they feel, well, you have it to spare. So you definitely have to leave the hood, but you don't have to move next to Cameron. You can move next to Raheem, Charles, Buford. You can move next to the black people in the black upper scale community, because those communities do exist. But for some reason or another, like you said, we tend to find that we haven't made it into a next door to Karen and Ken, who don't want us, who's burning crosses in your front yard, who constantly calling the neighborhood association on you about every little thing you do, constantly calling the police on you. Anything that happens bad in the neighborhood, they're looking at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if I live next door to the doctor who's black, the lawyer who's black, the nurse who's black, the airplane pilot who's black, guess what? I feel more comfortable because they relate to me. They understand me. So if I have a pick or a comb in my hair and they're black, they understand that pick is part of our heritage. We grew up with the Afro picks. We grew up with with the dreadlocks, the braids, or whatever. It's a cultural thing. So yes, I do believe once you make it, like Tiama said, once you come a certain level, a certain tax bracket, a certain income bracket, you got to get the fuck on, because if not, your house gonna be constantly broken into on a nightly basis. And there's nothing against my black people, because I love them all, but you can't come here taking my shit. Right, and that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, you got to get the fuck on. So I got to move out, but I don't want to live next to Karen. I think I sent you a video, Legacy. I think I sent a video to all of you, actually. It was a video of this black group of people that came together and they bought 100 acres of land, and they're building the black community. They're building a black city, 100 acres of land, and they want to buy some more to add to that. So, and this was a young fella. He was probably in his late 20s, early 30s. That was spearheading this. So, you know, these brothers is not playing.
You know, I'm glad that we're getting communities developed like that, because we need that. But prior to like that, them buying that land and the one in West Palm off of 45th, it took them a while to get that community off of Village to be all black, because at one point it was white, and they were doing the same thing, not letting black people come by. And black people, it took one black person to move in, and then another to bring their friend. And that's what I mean. We got to do: move in and take what's ours, because what they're sitting here trying to make seem is this is ours, this is y'all's, and y'all only supposed to have the poverty-stricken areas. That's not so. We should not feel that we are restricted to only stay on this lane. No, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna claim my state.
But Juicy,
and you know what?
Juicy, you just made a statement.
When I graduated from high school, there were 7 black people in my graduating class. The same as what he just said. Today, that high school's graduating class, the majority are black. You gotta do it and start the change. We have to get ours. We can't let keep going on in life thinking that we ain't supposed to be here. And because they say that, they only allow that 2 exits in Arkansas, Clan Avenue. That's all we giving them. That's it. Arkansas.
But
everywhere else,
Juicy,
it's ours. Yeah, like
Juicy. Listen, the reason that this process takes place and we always have to move into their communities, because one, again, I'm trying to get you to see, they are the ones building the communities.
No. I get what you're saying. Think about Washington, D.C. Who built Washington, D.C.?
Blacks.
Okay. You should come visit.
But who built America? Blacks.
White people.
Now you get what I'm saying.
Sit down, Tiama.
This ours.
I am.
We built
my car.
We built this country from the very first ground that was tilled. Matter of fact, I'm wrong. Indians were doing their things too, but we actually built the industrial part.
They black people.
Well, yep. Well, the Native Americans played a major part in it too, the ones that wasn't slaughtered. But we are the ones that built this country with no labor. I mean, with free labor, and the economics that they made. Go ahead, Savage.
Hi guys. Veronica says hi.
Hey,
and that's why Juicy say with us doing free labor, anywhere we want to go, it's ours to go do it.
I totally agree with all of you on that. But because of the structure of our country, we know that there will be a bunch of bloodshed if that comes from that. But let's just look at
in a soft way.
Yeah, I told you the meme went up there at the top. So, but let's just look around though, Tony. Let's just look around. I'm finna show you something. Let's go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let's look at when the black folks made a conscious decision that they were no longer going to have to ask the white man for anything. And them folks went and built up that great community. Black folks built that too from the ground up.
True.
And wasn't dealing with white people on the level that we needed.
Where was your guns, black people? Where was your gun?
They fought Tiama, but
No,
you talking about
listen,
a town that maybe.
Listen, you saying fault, meaning I would have knew that I would have had snipers on top of the. I don't know. Black
But
people should have
Tiama,
already
listen,
knew they was gonna
listen,
burn that
T.
shit down back in
Tiama,
the
listen to
day.
what I'm saying. I feel you today, but you have to understand the mindset of black people at that time who always felt that they were inferior to the white person. Even at that time, they couldn't still talk to white people at the same. They had to have a different type of respect for white people than they have for black people in Tulsa. So what I'm saying is, anytime we try to remove ourselves and elevate ourselves as a race of people without including the pale face, they tend to get annoyed and they come in and destroy anything that we have. So with as many millionaires and billionaires of Afro-American descent today in society, we shouldn't have to beg nobody to do a damn thing. We should we should be building these communities by the handful as we go. But let me tell you somebody that's my other prime example is your homegirl, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah went over there to another country and built an all-girls school. Oprah, you could have built, with all the money that you have here in America, you could have built subdivisions. You could have bought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres of land. And start building black communities.
She knew she couldn't build that school here to groom those girls to
That's what I was
traffic
about
them
to
out.
say. So I'm kind of a little disappointed that you mentioned Oprah as if she doing something.
That bitch was straight fucking evil all the way around the board.
What she built over there needs to be burnt down.
Girl,
she didn't build
okay,
no
the
school
school
for girls.
The school that she
is to
built,
groom
Legacy,
them for,
it was basically a front
for sex
that
trafficking.
school is no
Right.
longer
Yeah,
a
okay,
school.
exactly. Good. That's what I was just gonna say. Exactly.
So your point is that's what's wrong with us.
No, my point is
that is
if
our
she,
problem.
if you no, listen, this is my point. If she wouldn't have been an evil individual trying to do that, if she was trying to do right, and she could have took that same amount of money and invested it and built black communities. And if white people wanted to come in, then that would be their choice. But go ahead,
Jude. In Louisiana, her name I think is Pam Brown, and she's buying up the block. She going buying up communities. She is building black communities. She owns about, I think, 200 homes, and she's constantly teaching literacy of ownership, home ownership, and land development and stuff. She's doing that. I hear what you're saying.
We need to reach out to her. We need to try to reach out to her, Juice, and see if you can get the information, see if we can bring her on.
Yes.
Okay.
But I want y'all to remember now, T.I. in Atlanta has just been buying up land and stuff. And what a lot of people don't know is that Amazon and what's the dude, the richest dude, Elon Musk, T.I. messed around and bought so much land in Atlanta that now, you know, people like to wait to the property value drop in certain areas, and then they start buying it for pennies of dollars, and then they start redeveloping it. Well, T.I. had somebody to inform him of this information, and T.I. started doing it. But what he did was he ended up buying so much of it that the area where Elon Musk and the people of Amazon wanted that property too, but T.I. hadn't already bought it. So now, because this is something that he's doing and he's trying to cultivate and start to build a community where black people and businesses can be at, now they have caused the feds to come in and want to do what they call it? Audit. Yeah, audit and all this stuff, because people are learning. Yes, it's good to have jewelry, it's good to have, you know, homes and things, but the most valuable thing here in America is land. And they don't have a lot of people teaching you that the most valuable thing to buy in the United States is land. You can buy a piece of land in an area, buy a piece of land by a train track or a railroad area.
Let me interrupt and throw this out there for whoever is interested in buying land. make sure you try to obtain your mineral rights, because that's where we're really getting ripped off at. We buying land and we ain't getting nothing but piles of dirt. And then they come behind and they say the minerals, the value of that land, you don't own the right to. And that's where we're screwed as Black people. So those homes that have the mineral rights and the value still attached to them are the undeveloped homes, the ones that are new foundations in those new communities that we need to be moving into. That's why we need to take over.
Another tidbit I want to throw in your ear if you want to buy land. This is how much value of land. Like everybody think McDonald's is making their money from selling burgers. They're actually not. McDonald's make their money from land. What they do is the corporation goes out and buy tons of land throughout the whole United States, and then they hold the lease or hold the ownership rights to it. So other companies come along and say, "Well, I want to build my business here." McDonald's don't sell them the land; they'll lease them the land. So while your company is sitting on this property, you're paying rent to McDonald's every month for your business on their land. And you may sign a 10-year lease, a 20-year lease, or whatever, but you're paying every month to McDonald's for your company being on their land. And even after your lease is up, you have to tear down a building and pay for the removal of all that concrete. And then they still own the land. They're waiting for the next business to come along and place their property on the land. So McDonald's take their coin from land. So if you buy land in commercial areas, just sit back and wait. Somebody can come along and say, "Hey, I want to buy this from you." So you either sell it to them or you lease it to them. But if you lease it, you always own the land. You just rent out, just like renting the space, the land.
That's why they after T.I., because that's what he is about to stick it to him for. And they know.
And another thing is, Tony, you are right, and Juicy, you right too, because I don't know if y'all remember, it was a store here in Riviera Beach, right on the corner across on MLK, right at the corner of MLK and Barack Obama. And the gentleman that owned the liquor store and the convenience store connected together is named JW.
Oh my gosh.
JW, the railroad company, because they wanted that area across the street so that people can park, his value of the building where he was at was only like $125,000. Do you know that the railroad people, and because it was in a good location, the railroad paid JW $1 million just so they can tear that store, down and have that property. And he just went and got the store down a little bit further down on 4th Street, and he's still moving. But he told me that they paid him $1 million just so they could tear his store down.
And he could have leased it. He could have did more for the.
But
for
it's
that
so
million.
you're right. But what you like, for instance,
it's a
Peanut
store,
Island,
right?
Peanut Island and Singer Island. Those people do what you and Tony are talking about. The city of Riviera Beach leases them people property every like 10, 15 years that brings the economy in the city of Riviera Beach millions of dollars a year.
And then they sold it to Rivalovich and let the people come in and bring their boats and stuff. Oh, that's a whole nother show. Very true. My friend just told me that land is valuable in America. Very valuable, Veronica. Very valuable.
Juicy, if you get a hold of this person that you're talking about, that Legacy was telling you to get a hold of, please, if you can, reach out to this person and get the contact information. I will definitely reach out and bring them on the show as a guest.
Tony, excuse me.
There's a way that you can also acquire land through an auction. It's called Billy Land Auctions, BILLYLAND auctions, and it's on. You can go through online. I've been looking at their land for about the last 20 years, and a lot of developed, some undeveloped, some with power on them, some near water, and so they have the rights attached to them as well.
But see what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, because we already done ran over time, ladies and gentlemen, so we get ready to close. Not yet, but I wanted to say this. You're right, Juicy, but a lot of people are not informed about why we don't grow as a race, because those just a little bit of dirt that we're speaking about on this topic today is hidden, and we got to have these classes to inform our people that we're not buying the right things. And the reason we're not buying the right things is because we're emulating the things that white culture tells us.
Thanks for the info for the auction.
They're emulating what they are told by the white culture, that in order for you to be successful or deemed somebody, that this is what you do. You buy a house, you put a picket fence up, you have some kids in this. They're not getting into the whole structure of what's best for you. So if you know it as a black person, this other nationalities teach their people this information. But if we are informed, and we are some of the informed people that know and are doing it, we have to have these classes. We have to inform our race that these are the things that this is how you attack the American people, the American machine that lies to you every day. You have to attack it from the ground. If you attack it from the ground, which is the earth, which is the land that you purchase, you change the economic structure, because now if they want your shit, eminent domain does not allow them to take. They have to pay for it. So before we get out of here, I want to start with Juicy, and I want to thank you for being a part of the show tonight. And let's get the people some good information so they can know how to reach out to you and get this stuff you got, lady.
I ain't even away from the show. You beat me. So you can find me on Facebook, Enliven Your Way to Wellness. And also Nicole Purse on Facebook. I'm doing reels now too, y'all. And then you can get me on Instagram at Miss Beautiful, or call me 785-422-6949. Website's coming soon. So much more to offer. And if you want any homeopathic needs or nutrition help, hit me up.
All right. We appreciate that. We greatly appreciate you too, Miss Juicy. Now I'm gonna bring one of my other favorite persons out here. I don't like her short tail sometimes, but I love her every day.
T Savage. Thank you. I am taller than you. T Savage.
Stop the lie.
Oh, hold on. IG T Savage 1000. Facebook on Adrian Birds. Okay, listen. I did like 4 new TikTok videos this week. I was looking at my head. I had at least 100 views in one day. I need to go viral, probably not. But look at TikTok, y'all. TikTok is at T_Savage100.
Did you see me copy your video?
Would you say, Juicy?
Did you see me copy your video?
No. You did it today?
No, yesterday, I think.
Oh, I ain't been on it yesterday. But I'm gonna go check it out right now. 786-525-4691. If it ain't about the show, don't call me. I just gotta say that. I'm single, but I'm not ready.
Somebody get stalked.
Somebody
get stalked.
Do not dial my number.
Wow.
Period.
All right, we're moving on from the Savage. I'm gonna bring out the boss lady of the ATL show, Miss Tiama Sweetness. Let them know how they can reach you, girl.
You can reach me on Facebook at Tiama Sweetness Copeland. You can reach me on Instagram, Tiama01. You can reach me at JustinTimeAccessories.com. So pretty much that's it. And on the ATL show, but y'all already know.
All right. Let's bring the man out tonight that makes it possible for us all to have this platform, to be able to get information out, to be able to laugh and gather with each other and enjoy each other's company. Oh, man, my headache sometimes. My brother from another mother, Mr. Anthony Brown, we love you, boy. Come on out and let them folks know.
Come to the stage.
That's how you feel, Legacy. I'm Anthony Brown. You can find me on the Anthony Brown Show on all major platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well here on YouTube. You know, I'm again the Anthony Brown Show. I'm a YouTuber, influencer, and a mentor. And my advice to everybody, words I live by, is grind until you shine.
For sure. And me, before I leave tonight and introduce myself, I'm gonna hit y'all with this. Just remember that, like everyone on the show said, we are somebody as a group. We are someone as an individual, and don't allow yourself to think that because you are in a situation right now in your life that, you know, being amongst your people, that you have not become successful, that being amongst your people, that you will always be in an area of violence. Love your people, love yourself. But also, if you feel that you must move from around your people in order for you to feel successful, then go build you something somewhere amongst other individuals that are like-minded as like yourself, but make it about your race because everyone else does. So in leaving, my name is Legacy the Great. You can hit me up at Facebook, Adream Williams. You can also reach out to me at YouTube at Antonio Williams. My email address is AUNYAWMS121@gmail.com, and you can reach out to me on the ATL show, and you can also contact me at area code 229-630-7615. And as we get ready to get out of here tonight, I love everybody on the podcast. Y'all my peoples. I love you. I love the ATL world. And as I always say, before we get out, let's give them a group one. ATL!
Oh yeah! ATL! They're back!
It's my time again.
Anthony, Tioma, T7, Legacy! They're back! They're the best! Let's get it! Season 2!
I'm the best at this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you other cats just failed to wait. First off, ain't no beef with the spinners in my city. But if you come with 28, then the shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. Just the message. I'm talking open hell with things. The schools over feeling foggy. I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against team. What's me? You ready to lose? The game, the street, the throne is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from your rapper. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL, ho.